Yes guys, welcome to a brand new video. My name is Conan and today we're going to be eating and training like David Lade. So let's get into it. Now for those of you that don't know who David Lade is, I have nothing much to say because if you're into fitness and you're into training, you really should know who he is. He is the most aesthetic dude you'll ever see. So yeah, if you don't know who he is, I highly encourage you guys to just search up David Lade on YouTube, watch his transformation video and you will be so inspired. So in order to look like him, I thought to myself, why not attempt to eat and train like him? So let's get into it. Throughout watching his videos, I've noticed that his diet has changed pretty dramatically. So I think he mentioned that when he first got into lifting, like when he first ever started, he was like super strict with his diet. He'd eat whole natural foods. He wouldn't cheat on anything. He wouldn't eat anything artificial. However, because he was a pretty skinny kid and he was pretty much a hard gainer and had a really hard time gaining weight, eating all these healthy foods, although it's super good for you, it's super healthy, they're not really calorically dense, which meant that he was pretty much eating in a deficit the entire time because being a skinny kid like that, he really needed the calories, and by simply eating only healthy foods, he had a really hard time gaining weight. And so after that, he pretty much did a 180 and went from being super healthy to pretty much eating only junk food. And like I saw this in his videos as well, him and Dylan used to eat just a bunch of crap, and like even though it wasn't ideal in terms of like his health, he really needed to do that in order to get the calories in, because getting your calories in from just eating chicken, broccoli and rice isn't gonna cut it. So in order to hit his calorie goals, he really needed to like eat more greasy and junk foods in order to get his calories in. And so as you guys can tell by his physique, it clearly worked. He just absolutely blew up. Like his physique, he somehow stayed really lean in the process. Now obviously I do know that his genetics are absolutely insane, but eating that, whatever his diet was, just whatever processed junk foods, I'm sure he still ate pretty healthy, like got his fruits and vegetables in and ate his protein, but other than that, like he still ate whatever he wanted. And again, as you guys can see, it clearly worked. Again, his physique is absolutely phenomenal. However, he did notice after a couple years of doing this that he just kind of felt lethargic and didn't really feel optimal all the time. Yeah, externally his physique looked great, but internally probably he didn't feel the best. He didn't feel energized and he just kind of felt lethargic. So fast forward to now, he pretty much did another 180. So he went from being super healthy when he first started to being super unhealthy to now going back to being pretty healthy again. So yeah, after watching one of his recent videos, he mentioned that he pretty much only eats healthy foods now. So he tries to stay away from lactose and dairy because he feels like it doesn't digest well with him. He still obviously eats his protein and he just tries to get his food from like whole natural sources. So David mentioned that usually he likes to train fasted, but if he's not training fasted, he usually likes to have a low carb, high fat and high protein diet. So he does mention that for breakfast, if he does eat breakfast before training, he likes to have a couple eggs and an avocado.
For breakfast, I'll either not have a breakfast whatsoever and I'll train fasted. And if I'm not doing that and I do have a meal before I train, typically it's just one meal and it'll be a low carb, high protein, high fat meal. And an ideal meal for me would look like a few eggs with an avocado.
Alright, so here we have it guys, David Lade's a low carb, high fat, high protein breakfast. So we've got 4 whole eggs here with 1 whole avocado, just add some salt and pepper on top. So yeah, this will be our pre-workout meal because he doesn't like to have any carbs before his workout because it makes him feel kind of lethargic. So we'll have this and then we'll go train. Let me know, how do you guys like your eggs? I like mine like this, absolutely amazing. After eating the breakfast, which again is a low carb, high fat, high protein meal, he then goes to go train and he notices that carbs kind of make him feel lethargic and kind of slows him down. So he likes to have a low carb breakfast, just a breakfast full of fats and protein to give him more energy for his workouts. Alrighty guys, just ate some breakfast and we're about to go train right now in the home gym today just to switch things up. So yeah, before we go train, we got our pre-workout in here. This is the non-stim pump products by MyProtein, which if you guys want to save 40% off your entire order, you already know, use my code Cohnan at checkout to get your discount. Anyway, so today's workout, we're actually following David Lade's DUP program, which I know is a pretty old program now. It's been out for a couple of years. Well, basically, for those of you that don't know what DUP stands for, it stands for Daily Utilating Periodization, DUP, which is basically just a flexible method of managing your intensity and volume, which is actually proven to accelerate the rate of strength gains. Unlike linear periodization that brings intensity up and volume down over the course of a couple months, DUP basically varies the intensity and volume daily within all phases of training. So it's basically just a different way to periodize your program. There's nothing magical or special about it. It's just a different way of doing things. You guys just finished the workout. That was a lot of volume in one session, which I'm not really used to, but regardless, it was a pretty good workout. Anyway, I'm super hungry right now, so let's eat our post-workout meal. After his workout is done, he'll usually have a smoothie with a bunch of just healthy stuff in it. So he goes for some frozen fruit, whatever, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, any type of berry really, with a scoop of protein powder, some almond milk, and a bunch of other healthy stuff in it. Look at the color of this. It's like purple. It's like super cool. Super micronutrient rich. Lots of fruit in here, high in protein, and no dairy because David Late does not like having dairy in his shakes either. So yeah, let's give it a taste test. It tastes really healthy as well. So yeah, really good. And one thing you may notice throughout this video, and he's actually never done this, I think, ever, but he does not keep track of his calories or macros. I mean, granted, he still tries to make sure he hits his protein intake, but other than that, he's not really too fussy with his caloric intake or with his carbs or fats or anything like that, because I don't think he's ever been into that really. And again, as you guys can tell by his physique, he clearly didn't really need to. He pretty much just stays lean year round while building muscle, which is like the ideal situation to be in. Alright, so for dinner, David Lay didn't really specify what he has for dinner, but he did say that he'd either have steak or beef, which I know he's gonna say, I have chicken right here. I actually did not have any steak or beef, so went for some chicken instead, which I know it's not really the same, but it's still protein, so yeah. And then he said he'd have some potatoes and rice as well, so we got some potatoes here, and I've got some vegetables as well. So yeah, I'm gonna dig into this. Alright guys, just came back home from a walk, super hungry right now, so let's go eat. Now I'll be honest with you guys, for the last meal, it is pretty much unknown what David Lade eats for his meal before going to bed. Like, I tried to search all over the internet, but I couldn't really find anything. So I'm just gonna keep following the same principles that he laid out. I'm gonna stick to whole natural foods, try to get some protein in, try to get some healthy fats, some carbs as well, so just a nice balanced meal before going to bed. There's some fruits as well, so let's start cooking. So after that meal's done, that's pretty much gonna wrap up the entire day of eating and training like David Late. So my honest thoughts about this whole day was honestly, like, I really enjoyed it. Like, this was probably one of my favorite videos to make because his entire diet and training philosophy, at least as of right now, is just something I really enjoy, and it's something that I do myself pretty similar as well. As you guys know, if you've been watching my full days of eating lately, you know that I like to stick with, again, whole natural foods. I don't really like to eat much processed junk food because it doesn't really sit right with me. I just kind of don't feel optimal. Whereas if I eat these healthier foods, my performance in the gym is a lot better, my mood is a lot better, my energy levels are a lot better, my sleep is a lot better, my skin is a lot better, everything is just a lot better. So definitely the biggest takeaway from today's video is that eat healthy, train hard, and that's it. Anyway guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video right here. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to go give this video a thumbs up. I would highly appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.